The DOT has suspended all of its construction activities, so if you are heading downtown this weekend, the good news is you're not going to have to worry about orange cones. The bad news, once you get here, you're going to realize a lot of people had the same idea, and the events today are going to kick off with a parade that's going to leave here where more than 1,000 people are expected to come dressed as their favorite cartoon or sci-fi character.
Where things are changing by the minute, Rebecca.
Oh, come on. It's just a normal day in the park. Witches, warlords. I think we've got some stormtroopers and even a few Klingons. I am told by police that at 9:30 this morning, Peachtree Street is going to start being shut down near the park so that they can get ready for this parade where all of these characters are going to be marching. The Dragon Con parade doesn't begin for a few more hours, but these folks couldn't wait to show off their costumes.
It's a Surfer Cinch costume from League of Legends, an online game.
Margaret and Carl Kurtz came from Idaho for the Georgia-Boise football game tonight.
Then we walked into a surprise.
The Kurtz expected to find fans, but not quite this kind.
We're all, geeks and fans.
Just dorks and nerds just hanging out.
It's 4 days of Geek Mardi Gras.
This is Dragon Con's 10th year in Atlanta. The convention is expected to draw 45,000 people ready to celebrate everything fantasy and sci-fi.
You gotta love Atlanta.
It's not just sci-fi and football. This weekend there's also a concert at Centennial Olympic Park, Black Gay Pride events in Midtown, and Braves baseball.
Yes, and I plan on seeing it all.
You can easily see why police are warning folks to expect crowded streets and sidewalks. And coming back out here live, taking a look at all the characters. This is just one of the events the city says is great for the economy. They say the UGA event within itself is expected to raise about $36 million for area businesses. Reporting live in downtown Atlanta, Rebecca Lindstrom, Channel 2 Action News, Saturday AM. It was an amazing scene. You could actually feel the building as it came tumbling down from where we're standing right here. And all that's left now is the pile of rubble that you see behind me. That is what is left of a senior public housing project that used to house about 150 people. They were moved out about 2 years ago, and 6 months ago, they started preparing for this moment. We were here early this morning when they did the final walkthrough of the building just to make sure that there was no one who had managed to get inside. It took about 150 pounds of explosives to bring this building down. We had a chance to speak with a gentleman who lived in that building for 5 years. He says it was time for it to go.
In between, a little bit of both, you give some and take some.
There's this silence, and then all of a sudden the building just seems to melt. It just melts into itself. It's really, really incredible.
And you are seeing a live picture right now of the Palmer House. That is the last building that the Housing Authority needs to take down. They're going to start on that later this week. They say they're actually going to take that down floor by floor. And if our photographer Jason could pan over, you will see a mixed-use development below it. And that is actually going to be what they're going to continue to build on the land where the Roosevelt House used to stand. They say right now they don't have financing to actually begin construction on the project, but they say when that financing comes into place, they'll begin to survey the area, see really what the needs are. They say there could be some mixed-use housing, perhaps even some retail. So an exciting time for the Housing Authority as they figure out what to do next with this land and in their chapter of public housing. Reporting live in downtown Atlanta, Rebecca Lindstrom, Channel 2 Action News, Sunday AM. And it is really not an overstatement to say that in the past few hours, we have literally seen lives changed. There are rooms like this one set up throughout this church where they are in this room doing root canals, cleanings, fillings, extractions. They saw about 1,200 people yesterday. They hope to be able to meet the needs of about 1,000 people today. And all of the dentists and hygienists that you see in this room are volunteers. Organizers are hoping that they're not only able to meet the needs of those here in the community who need this free dental work, but that they're able to really reach out and touch some of the dentists here so that they'll continue to do this kind of volunteer work in their own practice.
Well, one of our goals with this whole project is to introduce more dentists to the concept of working outside of their office in these clinics. And what we're finding is you look around here, you see smiles on a lot of faces, the dentist volunteers, and it's like they're finding the joy in this.
Well, there are a few frowns out here today, though. Those are from people who they have now started to have to turn away. The folks that are being helped right now all have one thing in common. They all have wristbands. Those are wristbands that they received after waiting in line for hours yesterday, some of them since midnight on Thursday. About 10 minutes ago, I had a chance to talk with one woman. She says she has waited 10 years to go home and see her mother. She didn't want to go until she was able to get her dentures, able to get her teeth on top. She said she just didn't want her mother to worry. Well, she's getting those dentures today. She's going to go home and see her for her birthday. Reporting live in Woodstock in Cherokee County, Rebecca Lindstrom, Channel 2 Action News.